Well, I think cup finals are there to be enjoyed. You know, I've been fortunate. I've played in many cup finals, and you know, it was pointed out to me whether it was the first one or the second one, but it was very early on, that you must enjoy the day, because the day can come and go so quickly that you forget what's happened and you don't enjoy them. So you must enjoy them, and that'll be the message we're trying to get across to the players going into Sunday's game, that this is a day, you know, you might never play in another cup final, you might be really unlucky. This is a day that you must really enjoy.
Well, isn't it great? Blackburn in their first major cup final for over 40 years, or 15 if you count the Four Members Cup victory back in 1987. This time we're off to Cardiff to the Millennium Stadium. Coming up, we've all the goals and action from Rovers' Worthington Cup campaign, and of course we'll bring you the final itself. With memories of 1960 with Rovers heroes Ronnie Clayton and Brian Douglas. We'll look back to that Four Members Cup win with Ian Miller, Alan Ainscough and Simon Barker. And of course we'll look forward to the big day itself as we go behind the scenes with the manager, the players and the fans, all getting excited and very busy as we build up to the final, even here in the club shop.
Bird clears now, maybe a chance for Rovers to counter-attack here. Just held up for the moment, and play is spread, looking towards Grabby through the centre. Janssen down the right hand side now, and the chance on the edge of the area, once on his left foot again, shown inside. Janssen, 1-0, Matt Janssen shown inside by the Oldham defence. That was a fatal error. And with 13 minutes gone, Rovers are one up.
Well, that was a magnificent goal, beautifully created. Two-guy, Hignett, Grabby, Janssen, you knew you wanted it on his left foot. It opened up for him, and the finish was simple. Just what the doctor ordered.
I cannot believe, Wendy, that Oldham don't know that you don't show Matt Janssen onto his left-hand side.
Yeah, it's just the way it opened up for him, though. Beautifully executed.
See if Oldham can step the game up. Chance to get a cross in. Look at the flick header. Great save by Friedel from John Eyre. It's difficult from this angle to know exactly whether it was just going to creep into that far corner or not. But Brad Friedel certainly was still back in the dressing room at the start of this second half. But one or two Rovers defenders may have been. Hampton had to tailor down the left. Marn wanted it played straight away down to the touchline. Knows he's got the beating of his defender. Two shirts in front of him now. Back out it goes to Grabby. Chipped in towards the far post. Two players across on the far side. Damien Johnson in there this time. Now, nice little trick inside the area. Chance for number two. And again it's wide from Matt Janssen. And you thought he'd done the hard work, really. I won't lip read what he said, but
dear.
I can understand the emotion.
The fantastic skill to get himself in that position. Damien Johnson retrieves it, just pushes an easy ball back in. It's on his wrong foot. He swivels round to get it in that position, and then just puts it wide of the post.
Johnson suddenly full of life, goes for the shot, should be number two, and this time it is, and it's Darren Dunning who's got it. Getting his way forward down the Rovers left-hand side. And what a difference it's made with Damien Johnson making those breaks down the right-hand side in the last couple of minutes. 13 minutes left. Sure, the game's over now. Rovers 2, Oldham 0.
Well, we've been saying, haven't we, we want Damien Johnson to be in this game a little more than he has been, and in the last 10 minutes he's been in it 2 or 3 times and sets up a relatively simple goal for Darren Dunning.
Damien Johnson trying to set up a goal for himself. Here's Craig inside the box. I think that must have clipped the post because it's come back out again. Well, this game suddenly is full of incident.
I think when you get to the later stages of any cup competition, the adrenaline goes, you know, the excitement builds up, both with the players and with the supporters, and it's a great day out. Obviously we want to win the competition, but even going there, being part of the day, and it's a very special day, I'm sure our supporters will enjoy it, and obviously enjoy it more if we can do the business for them.
No, it's been an excellent cup run in both cups, and you know we're going to go in with a lot of confidence, and we beat Tottenham at home, so we know we're more than capable of getting a result at Cardiff, and we'll all be looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's my first one, so obviously it's going to be special, especially playing for the team I've supported since I was a young lad. So it's going to be a great day.
Now Hughes, edge of the area. Supposed to play nicely, here's Curtis. He's got Johnson wide on the right, played in short instead towards Flitcroft. Half an hour gone, ball into the centre, and Ekiog missed it. And Craig Hignett opens the scoring on the half-hour mark. Hignett took his chance well, but again, you've got to question the Brewer defender. It should have been Ekiog's ball. He seemed to lose the flight a bit. Half an hour gone, Rovers lead by 1-0.
Yeah, superb ball from Gary Flitcroft there. He looked up, picked him out, and Ekiog just got behind with it. Full Meister Craig, and it put it back up against it from the goalkeeper on the right hand side, and it flew in. Yeah, it was a good goal.
Heads it forward again. Can Middlesbrough do anything with this? Nemeth gets a touch. Now in for Wilson in midfield. Still not clear. Nemeth with the shot. And he's got an equaliser with practically the first constructive thing he's done all evening. 6 minutes to half time. We're just saying he'd not been in the game. Finally the ball breaks for him on the edge of the Rovers penalty area. Rovers had a chance to clear it. And in the end it's a decent shot, right footed. And Nemeth makes it 1-1. Back it goes to Bjornaby. He can set it up on that left foot. Grabby can't get on the end of it. Where's it going to fall towards Hignett? Good save again, and a third time. And Grabby off the line. Should be the keeper's ball. He punches it clear. 3 excellent saves by Mark Crossley, keeping Borough in the game. That was outstanding goalkeeping. It's played in again, and Crossley will grab it. It's the Borough fans' relief, but really, that was outstanding goalkeeping.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, 2 brilliant saves there from Crossley. We'll look at the replay again now. It's a tremendous shot from Hignett. I didn't see much of it. I think it was Flitcroft who put it back in again.
And then I think it was Gavin back on the line who cleared it. Now's a chance here. The flag stayed down, Nemeth.
Oh, brilliant save.
And Filan's made the save in the opening seconds of extra time. And it was another great save by Filan to keep Rovers in it. So, 7 minutes into the second period of extra time. Rovers corner down that left-hand side. Hignett again, better one. Flitcroft can't get on the end of it. Johnson fell over inside the box when he had a clear shooting chance. And somehow it's gone in. And it's Craig Short who's got the final touch. Well, that was amazing. Johnson had a clear sight of goal, fell over inside the box. The ball came back in again. And would you believe it, 7 minutes into the second period of extra time, whether Short got the final touch, I think he'll claim it. It's Rovers 2, Borough 1.
Yeah, I think that was a good dummy from Damien Johnson. As he gets up, he puts the ball in. I think Craig Shaw just got his head to it, or his shoulder, whatever. Doesn't really matter.
We played Wolves twice that season and they'd beaten us, but we was a very good side, you know, and we were capable of beating anybody. We'd beaten, you know, on the way there, we'd beaten Tottenham on their own ground, and Tottenham at that time was I think the previous year was they'd won the double, and they'd all those famous players, you know, including Greaves and everybody. So no, I think we was quite confident, but on the day we just didn't perform.
Yes, that was a great cup run, wasn't it? And one of the great games in Blackburn Rovers history, I think, the game at Turf Moor.
Oh yes, with Burnley, 3-0 down, and I remember Peter Dorbin, they were taking a corner kick, Burnley, and he came up to me and he said, "Oh, it looks like we've had it now, Ron, we're down 3, 15 minutes to go." I said, "Well, the only thing we can do is keep fighting, and that's all we can do, and give our best shots." Before long, Brian scored a penalty, as you know, and everything went like, how can I put it, everybody went to light, if you will, and we scored another 2. If we'd played another 5 minutes, we'd scored another 1, I think.
We was the runners-up, we got beat, but I didn't have much time to think about the actual game, because prior to the game, my wife came down to watch the game, to watch the match, and she was expecting our second child, which was Graham, and he decided to arrive early. So I didn't have to worry much about the game, and so I spent the previous the morning of the match, travelling up from, we were staying at Hendon in that time, and we had to travel up, I had to travel up to town, I had to make my own way there. I'm just wondering if it was today, you know, I think an helicopter or something would have been provided, but at that time I had to catch the underground and spend 10 minutes with my wife and all the way back. By the time I got back, we was on our way to Wembley. As the actual match, well, you know, it's very painful memories. I mean, the things that I remember most is Davy Whelan breaking his leg, Derek Dugan played, and we now realise that he wasn't fit, so really we was playing with 9 men. And at the end of the match, as far as I was concerned, I just was thinking about all the people that had travelled 200 miles to watch us. I would let them down. Them's my memories, really.
Everything went wrong. We played with virtually 9 men, so with Dave Whelan breaking his leg and Derek not fit. So right from the word go, everything went wrong.
We didn't know about what had happened there, but Derek was that sort of person, and he liked to, I mean, he shaved all his hair off at the time. He liked to, he was a bit of a character, but I can never forgive him for playing in that final when he wasn't fully fit.
Yes, he started off with Derek a fortnight before he went to play at Wembley. We were playing Birmingham, and unfortunately he got injured. But a few days before the cup final, he declared himself fit. He had a little run around and things like that. But it all started off there, right from the kick-off, that he was not fit. And of course, 10 minutes later, quarter of an hour, Dave Whelan broke his leg, so we're down to 10 men, and 9 men, and there's only one, how can I put it, there's only one ending, and that was we're going to get beat. But they only scored 2 goals in the last 5-10 minutes.
Well, in the dressing room, I can only speak for myself. I went to the toilet and sat on the toilet and had a good cry. I was thinking of my family, I was thinking about the people travelling home, how we'd let them down. And even today, whenever the cup final's on, I watch the cup final, of course, on telly and everything, but when it comes to the end of the match, I always go in the garden or something, because I cannot watch the cup being presented. It's too painful for me.
Berkowitz coming forward, runs straight into 2-guy. Referee plays a good advantage this time. Wide to Huckabee down the City left-hand side. Coming to the edge of the area, lays it back into the centre. Nice good Demi there. Wright Phillips with time for the shot. Great save by Friedel. But Wright Phillips totally unmarked on the edge of the Rovers penalty area. Took his time. Maybe could have taken the ball further on actually before he shot. And City have picked it up again in the centre. Benabia picks it up again. Looking to get round David Dunn. No way through this time. Rovers to break perhaps. 2-guy held up for the moment and fouled by Nguye, who's already been booked, and the referee's at least going to have a word here. It was a pretty crude challenge, and Uriah Rennie's remonstrating with the Frenchman. Now, what's he going to do here, Stuart? Uriah Rennie.
And he's got the red card out there.
Yeah, it's going to be a sending off, so City are down to 10. Rovers have it. Touch with Duff again, edge the area. City of course have already lost Stuart Pearce to an early injury after just 2 minutes. Now here's David Dunn again with a shot. Screen past Carlo Nash's left hand post. Nash, I think if that had been on target, wouldn't have got down to it, must have seen it late as it came out to the edge of his 6-yard box, but just a couple of touches, David Dunn setting himself up, and the keeper was really struggling there.
Yeah, tremendous strike from David Dunn. I was looking at the replay again now. Man, he had the post covered there, Nash, when you look at the replay, but tremendous shot from David Dunn.
Here's Dunn, just further forward. Needed to play a little bit early. Johansson gets a touch now. City backing off, edge of their own penalty area. Johansson, nice bit of skill, goes through Vikins! Oh yes! What a goal! Right on half time, Niels Henrik Johansson completely fooled the City defence. They were expecting the pass, and the opening goal comes right on half time.
Yeah, great bit of skill from Johansson there. I mean, you wouldn't have never thought that he would be capable of doing that, but full martial lad, he took it well there. It's a good shot to the bottom right-hand corner. I think he surprised himself there.
Well, that puts a different complexion on the first half, really. Went through the legs of Beekins, tried the shot. A pretty decent effort for a defender.
Oh yeah, great bit of skill here. And he puts it through the lad's legs, looks up and then smacks it in the bottom right-hand corner.
Moments midway through the second half. Duff's ball in, decent one for Ostenstad. Oh, it came off a couple of players, great save by Nash. Had to react quickly. Excellent save by Nash, though.
Yeah, I think it was off the City defender, wasn't it? The ball was going in the top corner and Nash got across and palmed it away. It's a good reflex save.
Huckabee picks it up. Ball always seems to arrive at his feet. Tries to play in right Phillips. A decent idea if he could have taken it in his stride. Play back down the line and Huckabee's still going. Still full of running. Rovers with numbers back there. There's only one up with Huckabee. He's going to take it himself, I think, for the shot. Oh, desperately close. Friedel had his angles covered, I think. And Darren Huckabee is appealing for the corner kick. He's not going to get it, but again, well, Huckabee, I suppose, over the two sides has been the player that stood out tonight.
Yeah, he's been magnificent all evening. How many times has he done that, Huckabee, tonight? Come back in and gone back outside, and he's done it every time. He's got a shot and goal. He is a tremendous talent, Huckabee.
Ravenny checks one watch. Curtis threads it through for Ostenstad, still outside the area. Pulled back across, decent chance here for Johnson. And that is it. In stoppage time at the end of the second half, Damien Johnson took it first time. Damien Johnson had a very good game tonight, in fact. A sealed victory for Rovers. The pullback from the right-hand side from Ostenstad. Johnson got ahead of his marker, took it first time, and Rovers have won this game 2-0.
Yeah, it was a great finish from Damien Johnson there. As he received the ball from Ostenstad there, he hits it with the outside of his foot, smashed it in the bottom corner.
A cup competition is a cup competition, you know, regardless what other people might think about it. I mean, it's a passage into Europe if you win the competition, you know. So it's a big game for me, you know, because I'm used to playing in big games, you know. I enjoy playing in the big games. You know. It's an adrenaline rush on the day, you know, playing in front of a full house as well.
I think in other stages of the competition, you'd probably think of what's been going on in the league, but for a cup final, it is a completely one-off event, and like I said, this whole week is going to be very exciting for us, and every day it's just going to build up to the big day on Sunday.
Everyone gets a new suit, and everyone's looking forward to the day and that, but otherwise, it's just like a league game, you know, the way you prepare yourself and whatever. You know, but when you go out there and experience the crowd and that, you know, it's totally different.
Once you see the stadium, it's a wonderful stadium. For any of our supporters who have not been there, it's a fantastic football stadium and a fantastic atmosphere. It should be a very special day. Hopefully we can give them something to really remember it by.
Carnu's seen a lot of it early on, but can't find the red shirt. It's Damien Duff helping back, helping his defence. And Friedel clears that towards halfway. Van Bronckhorst and Gillespie in the air. Inamoto in midfield. Beaten for strength from power really by a two-guy. Ball played through onto this right-hand side. Cut back inside by... who else but Matt Janssen? It's his first real chance of the game. He cut back inside the defender. All came when Inamoto was outpowered, really, outmuscled in midfield by the Rovers skipper for the night, two-guy. Stuart Taylor in the Arsenal goal really didn't have a hope. Janssen allowed to cut back in on his favoured left foot. And really cut inside Upson, who should really have known better, really. Upson came across trying to cover. Janssen went on his left foot, powered into the bottom corner, and Rovers lead by 1-0.
Yeah, like I said, great play from two-guy there. He robbed him Inamoto, and once Janssen turned down, there was only one thing where the ball was going. It flashed past, but Stuart Taylor had no chance there. It's a great goal, that.
Johansson's header. Gillespie down the right-hand side. Crowd get excited every time Keith Gillespie's on the ball. He's got Van Bronckhorst backing off him. Gets the ball in. Yeah. Difficult one at the far post. Taylor got a touch. Only as far as Duff. Good save with the legs by Taylor. Comes out to two-guy. Off target. But put in for a second goal by Matt Janssen. Two-guy shot. Looked to be going wide. But Janssen found space. Again in between Van Bronckhorst and Upson at the back. And with 14 minutes gone. Clear to 15 minutes on the watch. And Matt Janssen's second goal puts Rovers 2 up.
Yeah, terrible mistake from the goalkeeper. He's watched the replay now. He just tried to palm it out and comes to two guy, just had a shot, but the ball luckily went to Matt Jansen. Matt Jansen just put it in the back of the net.
Johansson's ball forward for Hughes. And now nicely worked towards Jansen. He's got two defenders to beat. Gillespie's the obvious ball. Instead he's going left towards Duff. Duff will just stop it on the goal line. Defender back with him. Trying to work space to get it in on his right foot. Chips the ball in towards the far post, just over the top of Jansen. The Arsenal defence very static. Here's done with a chance. Couldn't quite fall for him, and then Mark Hughes. Again, it was wretched Arsenal defending. Mark Hughes, the one who got on the end of it. We've only played 21 minutes, and surely this game's all over. It's Rovers 3, Arsenal 0.
And that was a great finish from Mark Hughes again, but awful defending again from Arsenal there. They looked 6 and 7s at the back, but like I say, it's nice to see the ball hit the back of the net for Rovers.
It was Van Bronckhorst's header that went astray, but the central pair of Keown and Upson again really didn't do the job.
When we look at the replay there, they had 1 or 2 times to get the ball away, but it went to Mark Hughes, and it was a clinical finish from Mark Hughes.
Gillespie goes past the challenge very easily for Inamoto. Deflected ball in, Hughes can't keep it in. Really, that could have been left to go behind for a goal kick. Cleared us only as far as two guy. Tried the shot, cannons away off Grimandi, and then Grimandi tries to set Arsenal going forward, but Arsenal are wretched at the moment. Two guy looking for the ball through in towards Damien Duff. Duff has been at the offside, off the inside of the post. Duff with another chance, squares it back across. Oh dearie me. Mark Hughes tried to spectacular side, but when really it needed tapping in, but that should have been number 4.
I think he did everything right there, Damien Duff. He was very unlucky really. He took it well, took his time, and he hit it, and he just cannoned across the post and went across. Really, like you said, Mark Hughes should have really finished it there. But again, every time they go forward, Rovers, they're cutting Arsenal defence to pieces.
But once again, it was poor clearances from the back that set it up for Rovers. This game at the moment is extremely one-sided. Jansen goes down, and Arsenal come away with it. Surely you think that Arsenal must at least try and raise the tempo in the first 10 or 15 minutes in this second half. Better play down the right-hand side now. Chance here coming forward for Pennon. Now at angle, and he's put it wide. In the end, it was good covering work to get back. Rovers were caught out a little bit at first, but it was Niels-Erik Johansson who got across eventually, just basically threw his body at it. And that's probably the best chance Arsenal had in the game. Swung across to Wiltord down the right, edge the Rovers penalty area. That's the good ball played through. Ali Adir with a chance to square it. Might have been better going for the shot himself. Curtis clears, up to Duff, midway inside the Rovers half. Playing forward to Grabby with his first touch. Two guy, great ball through for Duff. Duff with the Arsenal defence closing down, must be played in towards Jansen. A little bit short, Jansen. That's his hat-trick, and that's the game signed and sealed for Rovers. 23 minutes gone second half. Duff waited and waited to play the pass in. Jansen knew his hat-trick was coming. Places it to Taylor's right-hand side. The game is well and truly over now.
Yeah, I think that's the game over. Tremendous pass from two guy though, that started it all off. A great ball, but Damien Duff wasted his chance and then give it to Matt Jansen, who clinically finished it. I think that's to say it's game, set and match now.
Matt Jansen's 7th goal this season. That's 4 now in the Wellington Cup. And really it was put on the plate for him, really, wasn't it?
I think the main thing was really we'd done all the hard work in getting there, and I think the main priority was to really take everything in, because it was once in a lifetime, especially for me at that stage. I mean, I must have been about 35, something like that, and to enjoy it. All my family was there. I say all the Blackburn spectators were there, and the important thing was to enjoy the day. I know the game wasn't a classic by any means, but the fact that we won, and I played there, and you know, there's so many supporters went down on the day and enjoyed it. I think, you know, that was the main thing really.
When people ask you about, or when you finish playing, ask you about your best moments of your career, you know, I think back to playing for my country, under 21 level. I think back to all the games that I played in front of packed houses in the Premiership. But one of the greatest occasions, one of the greatest weekends that I always said that I had was playing in that full Members Cup final that we won, which obviously was the great topping as such, that we actually won it, because I think there's maybe nothing worse than losing a final. But the fact of actually playing at Wembley, where all those great players had played before, their history was involved in it, the fact of actually seeing the supporters pack that end when I think at the time everyone was talking about the last time that Blackburn had been to Wembley. It had been such a long time ago, and it was a pleasure to see that end absolutely jam-packed full of Rovers supporters. Looking at the other end, you know, no disrespect to Charlton at the time, but you know, they were a First Division club, the old First Division, you know, and there was hardly anybody there. And it was just a memorable weekend. The fact that the club had no money at all at the time, you know, they took all the players down the night before, they took all the partners and the families down the same, you know, we stayed in separate hotels, we all came together on the Saturday night, and it was just a memorable weekend.
Ian, what are your abiding memories of that day back in 1987?
The celebrations afterwards, probably. The lap of honour, going up the steps. The game's a bit of a blur, as everybody who's played in cup finals, you know, say on television, wearing the silly hats, doing the silly forward rolls, you know, all that rigmarole. But that's what I remember. It was just the sheer joy. That team had been together a long time, and we nearly won a few things and hadn't quite come off, and that day was just sheer joy, and the winning was everything.
I remember being disappointed about the way we played. All the lads were disappointed that we didn't really, because we were playing quite well up to the cup final. And obviously Vince played very well, made some great saves during the game. And the longer the game went along and they didn't score, the more and more we got into the game.
I can remember getting the ball first, and the fullback sort of showed me a lot of space on the outside, but there was no space to run. So if I remember, I knocked at one side, the outside man inside of him. I managed to get there and got a decent cross, and the keeper came fishing for it, and it fell to Colin. It's like time had stopped, and he had a clear shot at goal, and you're thinking, go on, and thankfully he did, yeah.
And you always knew what Dusty was going to do. He was going to knock it past the fullback, and the gates would open, and he'd run straight out the stadium. But he reached there just before the touchline and crossed the ball over. I think the goalkeeper just got a touch to it, came to Colin Hendry, the centre half who could score a lot of goals. But yeah, in those days, centre forward, and finished with aplomb, and you know, as I say, the rest was history. We managed to get through to full time, and it was all celebrations from then on.
The team as it was, we didn't have particularly any great stars, but the team spirit and everything to do with it was fantastic. I'm not sure whether that year we'd had a run of about 20 odd games without defeat, and considering it was the back end of my career, we had the couple of playoffs with Chelsea and Palace, played at Wembley, and I think it made a lot for the boys here.
Yeah, it was great to get that man of the match, but there was many man of the matches. Sounds a bit of a cliche, but there was that day. It was a great day.
You still get the medal out and polish it every now and
again?
again?
Yeah, I do. The video occasionally comes out, you know, when I get down and get a bit bored with myself, I put the video in. I still laugh at the shots. I mean, Simon Barker and those tight shots, that was a sight for sore eyes.
I always remember Ian Miller saying that whatever happens, he said, I'm never going to wear a silly hat if we win. And then, you know, if I remember the certain occasions, and you know, I remember him with that silly cap on and the little rollover he did, and it was great. And Glenn Keeley with his cowboy hat on, and everyone was just putting silly hats on because it just all, you know, being cool just went out of the window. And you still see the lads now, you know, even though they're all multimillionaires now. You know, if you win a cup final, it doesn't matter. It's the greatest thing, because at the end of the day, when you finish your career, it's not about how much money you've got. It's about the memories that you had, the team spirit that you had, and the great occasions that you had through your career. They're the things that you remember.
With Rovers through to the semi-final of the Worthington Cup, the club offered free coach travel for the fans making the journey to Hillsborough for the semi-final first leg against Sheffield Wednesday. A convoy of 94 coaches,
filled with Rovers supporters made the journey across the Pennines to South Yorkshire to cheer the team on to a memorable victory.
Immediately Sheffield Wednesday come down the left-hand side. Bonvan crosses the back post. Chance, great save by Brad Friedel. Oh my word, I remember last season Rovers conceded a goal in the first minute here, and it was nearly that again. And Wednesday have taken a quick free kick. But Rovers have nabbed it on the edge of the penalty area. Two-guy breaks. This is dangerous. It could be 4-on-3 if they play this correctly. Gives it wide left to Damien Duff. Still only though Cole and Hignett gambling. Forward, Hignett scored! And Rovers lead 1-0. 5,000 fans go into ecstasy. It's Rovers 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0.
Well, the great work done there by Two-Guy, who initially picked that ball up and then spread it out to the left, and Damien Duff was in his usual position out there. This time he did beat the player. He delivered a ball and it just escaped Andy Cole's reach, but in doing so drew the two Sheffield Wednesday defenders, and Craig Hignett was there on the back post to do nothing more than tap into what was virtually an empty net. Craig Hignett scores again. That's 2-2 for Craig Hignett. Play me is what he says.
Half an hour in as Two-Guy plays a long ball forward towards Cole. He's got goal side towards the left hand side of the penalty area, trying to get it on his right foot, lays it to Hignett again, shoots, and then Alan Mann, well, I was going to say he wasn't offside. When he shot just wide, he should have put it in the back of the net. But I think in the end it would have been ruled out because the linesman put his flag up very, very late. Another chance for Rovers. Duff breaks into the penalty area, lays it to Cole! Andy Cole! Oh, that's what you pay your money for. First goal for Rovers. And nigh unto a man, they go and congratulate him. You wait for the Rovers fans singing his name. 39 minutes gone at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Rovers 2.
Well, Mr. Tactics there, Mr. Graham Souness, standing there at the edge of his technical area, must be thinking, that wasn't a bad little move. Damien Duff out to the left again, a ball played out to Duffer, and he beat his defenders and threaded a square ball through, which beat Kevin Pressman and fell to the feet of Andy Cole. And I tell you now, for all the money, he doesn't miss them from there.
Deep inside the Rovers half now as Tiny Taylor gets a good footing and clears it towards halfway. And Rovers have a chance to clear it. Craig Hignett gets the ball under control and then a poor pass to John Curtis. John Curtis' clearance hits the Wednesday man. Chance for Ikoku. Ikoku scored. And Sheffield Wednesday have pulled a goal back. Taken by Hinchliffe towards Ikoku, heads it, great save by Friedel. Yet again, Brad Friedel's there for Rovers to keep the scores at 2-1. Fantastic save, headed from Ikoku from about 8 yards, and Friedel full stretch to his right, tipped it round the post. Sheffield Wednesday can have it and mount another attack down the left hand side, and then it's wasted by McLaren, and then forward to Cole, and Cole to Two-Guy, and then finally Keith Gillespie. This is dangerous now, chance to run at his man, fresh legs, he's going to take Hinchliffe on the right hand side, he does do, pulls it back to Cole, edge of the area, shoots, it's blocked, will it fall to Duff, Duff shoots, Pressman saves on the line. Very unfortunate for Rovers because Andy Cole's effort was certainly moving. David Dunn to short to Bjornaby. Nice step inside his man by Bjornaby, and then down the line to Hughes. Hughes looking to find a Rovers man, he does well. Finds David Dunn, chance for David Dunn to run at the defence. He's going to give it to the left, does do to Damien Duff. Gives it to Cole, Dunn shoots, oh, inches wide. Taking a deflection, that'll be a Rovers corner.
You're the Worthington Cup expert at this club, aren't you?
I've never won it.
You've been in enough finals.
I know. I'm an expert at losing finals. And hopefully this one will be different, but we're not there yet. We've got a very difficult match. We know it's going to be difficult after the second half. You know, they played really well at their place. So we've just got to do it properly.
Long for Cole's flick on towards Janssen. Chance here for Janssen, edge of the area. Janssen straight into the arms of Heald, who spilled it first time. But I think all the crowd held their breath because that was an important moment.
Yeah, great flick on from Andy Cole there, and on Matt Janssen's left foot. The goalkeeper was very lucky, it was straight down his throat, really.
Two guy now for Rovers into Hignett in a more central position. Releases Stigbjorneby down the left hand side, Duff inside of him. Ball played in now, looking towards Cole, meets everybody and goes inches wide in the end. A decent ball in from the left hand side from Stigbjorneby. Matt Janssen looked like he was the Rovers player who got the final touch in there. Cole really could get a touch on it, and it just came off Janssen's leg. He didn't get a shot in.
No, it's a great cross from Bjorneby. Put a lot of curl on it, a lot of pace on it. Matt Janssen, it just hit Matt Janssen's legs. He didn't know nothing about it, really.
Rovers give it away though. Sibon past a couple of challenges, great shot, and Friedel turns to the side. Excellent effort by the Wednesday forward. It was goal bound, I'm sure, before Friedel, who's been outstanding all season, tipped it away left-handed.
Yeah, that's another world-class save again. I mean, Sibon did well there. He just went past Taylor and he hit it. That was arrowed into the left-hand corner, but great save from Friedel.
11 minutes left first half, goalless. Rovers corner down the left-hand side. Hignett will take it right-footed, swinging in, passes Flitcroft, past everybody off the post, and converted by Matt Janssen. Taylor's shot went off the post. Heald was down on the ground, trying to save the first attempt. When it came back out, Matt Janssen the first to react. And with 11 minutes left of the first half, Rovers 1 up on the night, 3-1 up on aggregate.
I couldn't believe this. It seemed to go to sleep, the Wednesday defence. I mean, it wasn't an exceptionally good corner, but Taylor just stuck his leg out, hit the post, and then Matt Janssen was the first to react and hit to the roof of the net.
And Janssen was what, 2 yards, 3 yards out?
Yeah, they seemed to go to sleep, the Wednesday defence there.
It was Hignett's corner down the left-hand side. It was only partially clean. Taylor just flicked it onto the post. Matt Janssen was the player following up. Well, that puts a totally different complexion on this tie now, doesn't it?
Yeah, they'll have to take a few more chances now, Wednesday, push a few men forward now. I mean, they are 3-1 down aggregate now.
Now, Bromby's rob. Cole with Janssen alongside him. Janssen on his right foot to make it 2, and he slides it past the post. As the keeper came out to meet him, that really would have finished it off.
Yeah, that was good play from Andy Cole there, then he just waited until the right moment, give the ball to Matt Janssen. Unfortunately, it just went past the post as the goal had come out.
Souness's reaction tells the story of it.
Yeah, well, that, like you said, that would have finished the game completely then.
Here's Cole again, who's starting to cause real problems for the Wednesday defence. Janssen picks it up, 2 guy goes wide, Duff forward as well, 2 guy ignores him, then plays it through to Duff, now with a chance for 2, and it's the keeper got a touch, but Damien Duff has sealed the tie, and Rovers surely are on their way to Cardiff.
Yeah, great bit of skill there from 2 guy there, he just waited for the right time to put the ball to Damien Duff, and the goalkeeper tried to parry it, but it went under his arms really.
I thought 2 guy hadn't seen the run outside him, but he had. Yeah. Right on the edge of the box, played in Duff, cool finish left footed, keeper got the touch, and nestled in the far corner.
Yeah, I think the keeper will be disappointed because he didn't get an hand to it, but it was a good strong shot from Damien Duff.
Two guys to Cole. Cole skipping around a couple of Wednesday players. Does he fancy a shot from distance? Tries to chip it through to Janssen. Flag stays down. Janssen's put it over the top. Well, there must be a question mark about Matt Janssen being offside. And really, Andy Cole looks at him, and Cole's basically saying you should have scored there.
Yeah, Andy Cole's caused him lots of problems this last 5 minutes. He's coming a lot deeper now and getting the ball, and he's linking up very well with Matt Janssen. I mean, really, there you put money on Matt Janssen scoring there.
Janssen helps it on towards Cole inside the area. Cole to make it 3. Good save by Heald. Turn it aside. Andy Cole must have thought that his moments have come.
Yeah, the back Andy Cole to the score there. The ball were bouncing very nice for him, but the keeper did well, stood up and made a good save from him.
Flitcroft goes up for the header in midfield now. And then Gary Flitcroft says he got the ball. The Wednesday players are absolutely furious, have surrounded the Rovers skipper. Now, one or two arms is certainly going up inside that scuffle there. The Wednesday players stayed down. Mike Riley's trying to give himself a view of what's going on. He's not getting involved. Andy Cole's all fired up as well, and he's having to be dragged away from the scene of the incident. Now, the linesman's come on, and it's a question of what colour of card Mike Riley's going to produce here. Saltvet's still down getting treatment. The Rovers skipper is sent off. And there was always going to be a card of some colour produced. Quinn right-footed, deeper this time, came off a hand, and it's a penalty. It's a penalty to Sheffield Wednesday. The Wednesday player, Saltvet in particular, appealed straight away. I can only assume that came off a Rovers hand. And it was clearly off Stig Bjornaby's hand. Koku to take it. 13 minutes gone second half. Rovers 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. In front of the Wednesday fans at the Darwin end. Koku beats Friedel, makes it 2-1 on the night, 4-2 on aggregate.
Yeah, it's a good penalty. Friedel went the right way, but he did take it well. Put it in the top left-hand corner, sorry.
Went to the keeper's right-hand side, and really it was slotted so far wide that the keeper was never going to get there.
No, it's a good penalty.
Bjornaby looking towards Cole, brings it down inside the area, Cole to make it 3, and he slides it wide and kicks out in frustration. You would have put your mortgage on him scoring there. Excellent chest down on the edge of the area. The Rovers bench can't believe he missed it.
No, it's a great ball again from Bjornaby, fantastic ball, but like you say, you'd have put money on Andy Cole scoring there. How we put it past the post, I think it was too easy for him really.
Two-guy looking to feed in Duff through the centre. He's only got Cole up with him in a moment. Running at the Sheffield Wednesday defence, takes it around. Bromby still going edge of the box, feeds in Cole now on the left-hand side. Cole chips it, and chips it onto the roof of the net. And for the second time in a minute, Andy Cole can't believe it.
Great run from Damien Duff. That's what I like to see Damien Duff there. He run maybe 30 yards, took all the Wednesday defenders on, put a great ball to Andy Cole. Did everything right, but just got a bit too much on it and went over the bar. But you see him score goals like that for Manchester United time and time again.
Two-guy, there's only Cole forward at the moment. Cole doesn't want it played yet. Duff picks it up instead. Cole conserving his energies on his own down the left-hand side. Picks it up now. It's a chance to have a run at the towering Sheffield Wednesday defence. Plays it wide towards Duff. Duff looks up and they call it the centre! And Cole gets his goal with 9 minutes left. Duff and Cole just toying really with the Wednesday defence. Duff played the ball in from the left-hand side, and Andy Cole on the volley. Simple as you like. Rovers 3, Sheffield Wednesday 1.
Yeah, Damien Duff and Andy Cole, I've got a good understanding now. I mean, they did that exactly the same kind of goal at Sheffield Wednesday, and them two has got a great understanding there. Just a 1-2 between the two of them. Andy Cole knew exactly where Damien Duff was going to put it, and he didn't mess about this time, Andy Cole. Good finish.
Rovers 3, Sheffield Wednesday 1 on the night. Rovers 5, Sheffield Wednesday 2 on aggregate. Well, that will probably knock the remaining stuffing out of Wednesday, perhaps. Sibon didn't see the man spare, tries the shot, breaks towards Quinn down the right-hand side, brings it under control, gets the ball chipped in towards the far post, queuing up for the header. On Wednesday, I've got a second, and it looks like the captain, Trond Egil Saltvet, who's got it. Well, there were 3 players over at the far post. Someone had to get a touch on it, and for once, it was a decent ball in.
Yeah, just a bit of slack defending. I think it was Quinn who put the ball in into the far post, and Saltvet rose. It was a good header, really, but a little bit of luck. They got a deflection before Quinn put the ball in. It was a good cross, yeah.
Now here's Bjornaby on his left foot, trying to work away through. Might fall towards Hignett. He's done it again. 5 goals in 5 starts for Craig Hignett. Seals the evening. 2 minutes left. Rovers 4-2 on the night. It's 6-3 on aggregate.
I mean, the ball was bobbling about all over the place there. Just got a ricochet, but to be fair to Craig Hignett, he hit it from 15 yards out right in the bottom corner.
Well, it was a true finish from Craig Hignett. And this is turning into a remarkable goal-scoring record, isn't it?
Yes, he's done
since he
very
came back into the side.
Yeah.
There was the game, of course, last midweek against Barnsley. The replay didn't start there, but all the games he started, he scored.
It's fantastic to be in a final. Tonight was an interesting game. We made it an entertaining game. We deserve to be in the final. We played some wonderful stuff to get there. Tonight was a dramatic game, I felt, but we deserve to win tonight, even going down to 10 men. The players have played magnificently well in this cup competition, and I hope when we get to Cardiff that we play and do our stuff and make our supporters proud of us. It won't be an easy game whoever we play, but I think on any given day we can give whoever it is a game. You know, being in finals is a great experience, and it's not just the 90 minutes; it's a whole build-up, and you know, we'll enjoy it. We'll enjoy it.
Well done, congratulations to the final.
Cheers. Well, you can see how pleased we are by everyone's reaction to that. We're all buzzing, thanks.
You're an expert on Worthington Cup finals. You'll be hoping to go to this League Cup final and win it for once, won't you?
Well, it's up to these boys, innit? I was going to call them something else then, whether we win it or not, but we've had a great night tonight.
I'm a teetotaler.
Look at that now. If I get drug tested, I'm knackered.
In this league, everyone, I know it's the cup, but we're playing another Premier League team. But I think in our league, everyone is capable of beating everyone else. So I'm sure they'll be going into the game. We're pretty confident they can beat us as well. But I think if we go into it and we play well, then we've got a hell of a chance.
Hopefully it'll be a great atmosphere. There's a lot of Blackburn fans travelling down, and hopefully we won't disappoint them.
People don't remember who finished second. People remember who won the cup, and that's what we want to do. As a professional athlete, I think you get greedy when these instances come up. When you have a chance to win something, that's what you want to do. And right now, we will not think about anything else except winning on Sunday. And if we do that, then there'll be a great bonus for all the players, the staff, and the fans.
They've won so many one-off games to get this far and then get to the final. You just never know what can happen in the cup final.
I think there'll be goals in the game. I think both teams will get goals, and it could be quite an entertaining game. And I hope we just edge it. It's going to be who performs on the day, who enjoys that wee bit of luck on the day. There's not a lot between the teams, I don't think.
There's a lot of Blackburn Rovers fans who have spent a lot of money to come here and have high hopes of the team winning the cup, and hopefully we can do that for them and make sure it's a good trip back to Blackburn. I think the fans, it's from whenever they travel, some travel yesterday, from getting up and getting in that car or on that coach, it's excitement from that moment. They stop on the way, they might have a drink, they come to the hotel, it's just sheer excitement for a day or 2 days depending on when they make the journey. And they need to finish it off with something, to celebrate at the end of it.
Oh, it's ecstatic, absolutely superb. 42 years it's taken to get here, we're finally here, and we're going to take the cup back home!
Excellent, first time being a Rovers supporter 27 years, so it's a major thing for us. He's just 5, it's his first cup final, it's his second Rovers game, so he's well looking forward to it. Absolutely.
No, I really hope we win, especially for the fans and for Souness, definitely.
I've come all the way from Ibiza for this game, and let me tell you how it's going to go. Blackburn are going to be 2 up inside the hour. You heard it here first. 2 up inside the hour, then Tottenham will pull one back because we have to have 20 minutes white knuckling. You know that. Blackburn's like that. And then 5 minutes from time, Cole sail through, going like that to Glenn Hoddle as he slips in the third, and we'll all be home in the pub for the last orders. Very happy.
How does the build-up for this cup final compare with the build-up for the 1987 Four Members Cup?
I think it's obviously bigger because we've moved on again. 15 years later, more high profile now. I mean, I know the manager at his press conference a couple of days ago had 108 pressmen there, so that's how big it was. I mean, obviously people talk about the Worthington Cup not being of interest to some clubs, but to have 108 journalists at a press meeting tells you that it is a big occasion, and it's certainly a bigger occasion than 87, that's for sure. I mean, everybody's different. I mean, and everybody reacts different to the nerves. Some make noises, some never stop talking, some never say a word. But we do have young players in the team who have probably never been to a final before. They will feel it possibly more than the seniors. But the seniors know that for some of them it may be the last final. So it'll be a very nerve-wracking time for players. But without the nerves, you're not a player. I mean, if you didn't feel for this final, you wouldn't be a footballer. I mean, some people never have this feeling in their life that the players will get today. But once they go out and the game starts, then all the butterflies disappear and they just get on with the game.
Got to win. It's got to win this, start moving up the Premiership, can't we?
2-1 today. 2-1.
Yeah. Do you sort of worked all this out in your mind beforehand?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So what's your dream then?
Dream to win this and stay in the Premiership, really.
Yeah.
We've got to do it for Jack. I mean, we worked so hard to get up, so what's the point in going back down? So if we win this, it'll boost our confidence to stay up in the Premiership, really.
It's quite the exciting game. We've got the excitement going, all the fans are cheering, you can hear it down there, so it's going to be a very good game. I hope they win about 2-1.
Who's going to score?
Matty Hansen and Nicole.
What will be going through the players' minds as the coach weaves its way down to the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff?
Well, I think they'll have their own quiet moments. I think they'll be hoping to play well for themselves, and they have a lot of pride. The fear is that they don't play well, they don't perform very well. The game's over and forgotten very quickly if you're not a winner. And they'll all have the little thoughts as they get on the coach and they go towards the stadium. They don't want to let anybody down, but hopefully, they won't let anybody down, and we will perform and we'll have a good day.
Does Tony Parks get butterflies as well?
I wouldn't say I get butterflies, but I am concerned. I'm as much concerned now as I was as a player. You're edgy. You feel a bit more responsible on this side of the fence, and I'm sure the manager feels more responsible than me. I mean, he is responsible for everybody and everything that happens on the day. But I'm sure there's nobody from Blackburn Rovers who are on that team coach that haven't got a nervous little twitch somewhere in the body.
Even some of the older ones who've been in a cup final or several cup finals, they'll be nervous. They'll get there and the butterflies will be in their stomach. But they've got their part to play as much as me and the rest of the coaching staff, because we have some young players who will need help on the day. But I've got no worries in that department. I think we will handle that okay. And I think Tottenham are a good team, but I think we're a good team, and it's who's going to perform on the day will win the cup.